Is your business bleeding money? That sinking feeling in your stomach when you look at the numbers, the sleepless nights spent wondering where it all went wrong. It's a scenario far too many entrepreneurs face. The dream you poured your heart and soul into now feels like a weight, threatening to pull you under. You see the signs everywhere. Sales are not just slow, they're in a nosedive. The phone isn't ringing like it used to. Your team, once vibrant and motivated, now seems listless, their morale mirroring the company's balance sheet. Every expense feels like a gamble, and every payroll cycle brings a fresh wave of anxiety. It's a lonely, stressful place to be. But here's a critical truth you must hold on to. You are not alone, and this is not the end of the road. Don't panic. History is filled with stories of resilience and recovery. Many of the world's most successful companies were once loss-making ventures on the brink of collapse. Think about it. Ford Motor Company nearly went bankrupt multiple times in its early years. Apple, after ousting its own founder, was just months away from insolvency before Steve Jobs returned to orchestrate one of the greatest corporate turnarounds in history. Even giants like FedEx and General Motors have stared into the abyss and pulled back. What separates the companies that survive from those that become cautionary tales? It isn't luck. It's the courage to confront the brutal facts and the wisdom to act decisively. The turning point doesn't come from a single miracle. It comes from a series of deliberate, intelligent, and often difficult choices. What matters now is how fast you can diagnose the core problems and execute a clear strategic plan. In this video, I'm going to guide you through that process. We're not dealing with abstract theories or get-rich-quick fantasies. We're focusing on a practical, realistic, and results-driven framework. I'll share 7 proven steps to revive a struggling business, designed to give you clarity and control when you need it most. This isn't just about cutting costs or finding a temporary fix. It's about fundamentally re-engineering your path to profitability and long-term health. We will move from crisis management to strategic renewal. First, we'll start with financial triage, an unflinching look at your cash flow to stop the bleeding immediately. This is about survival. Next, we'll conduct a customer deep dive, because the answers to your revival are often hidden in the needs and frustrations of the people you serve. From there, we'll perform a ruthless product and service audit to determine what's truly valuable and what's just dead weight. Then, we'll tackle marketing and sales reinvention, shifting from hopeful spending to targeted, high-return strategies that actually bring in revenue. Following that is a crucial step, achieving operational efficiency. We'll find ways to streamline your processes, empowering your team to do more with less friction. The 6th step is about embracing the strategic pivot, making the bold, informed decision to change direction if necessary. Finally, we'll cover how to rebuild and scale. Once you've stabilized and found your new footing, this step is about creating a sustainable growth engine for the future. Each step builds on the last, creating a powerful momentum that can turn your struggling business into a success story. This journey requires honesty, hard work, and a willingness to change. But by following this roadmap, you can navigate out of the storm and steer your business toward a brighter, more profitable horizon. Let's begin. The first step in any turnaround is always the hardest. Brutal, unflinching honesty. This isn't the time for optimism or ego. It's time to face the facts, no matter how uncomfortable they are. Don't sugarcoat your numbers or make excuses. The data is your friend here, even if it's telling you something you don't want to hear. A clear, unvarnished picture of your company's financial health is the only foundation upon which a successful recovery can be built. You must understand precisely where the losses are coming from. Is it a broad decline in sales due to market shifts? Or is it a pricing strategy that leaves no room for profit? Perhaps your operational costs have spiraled out of control, or maybe your credit control is too lenient, strangling your cash flow. Each of these problems requires a different solution, so pinpointing the root cause is critical. This means a deep dive into your financial statements. Your profit and loss statement will show you the gap between revenue and expenses. Your balance sheet reveals the structural health of your business. Are liabilities dangerously high? And the cash flow statement, arguably the most important, tells you if you have the actual cash to survive. For example, a small bakery might discover that while their artisan bread is popular, its high ingredient cost and long preparation time make it a loss. Leader that drains resources from more profitable items like coffee and pastries. Go granular. Identify which specific products, services, or even which customers are actually losing you money. A checklist item for this step. Calculate the gross profit margin for each of your top 5 product lines. You might be shocked by what you find. Remember the core principle: what gets measured, gets managed. A business usually dies not because of losses, but because it runs out of cash. Negotiate payment terms with suppliers, collect receivables faster, and cut unnecessary expenses. Focus on survival first. Cash is oxygen. Even a profitable business on paper can collapse if cash doesn't flow. Now look inward. Are you operating efficiently? Audit every process. Eliminate what doesn't add value. Automate repetitive tasks. Sometimes small changes, like reducing inventory, outsourcing non-core tasks, or renegotiating rent, can make a big difference. When a business struggles, customers sense it. Regain their trust by improving quality, communicating transparently, and delivering consistently. Ask for feedback. Reconnect personally with key clients. Remember, a loyal customer is cheaper to retain than a new one to win. If the market has moved on, reposition your brand. Maybe your message, design, or audience no longer fits. Refresh your identity, pricing, and product mix. Sometimes a small pivot, like focusing on a niche segment or new value proposition, can reignite growth. Your team can make or break your turnaround. Communicate the new vision clearly, empower them, and lead with optimism. Recognize small wins. Build a performance-driven culture, one where everyone owns the recovery. Finally, step 7, bring in expert help. As a business owner, you've poured your heart and soul into your company. This deep personal investment is your greatest strength, but during a crisis, it can become a significant blind spot. You're too close to the daily operations, too emotionally connected to the history of your decisions. This makes it incredibly difficult to see the situation with the cold, objective clarity that is required. Recognizing the limits of your own perspective isn't a sign of weakness. It's a mark of strong leadership. It's about knowing when to call for reinforcements who bring specialized skills and an unbiased viewpoint to the table. Don't hesitate to seek this external expertise. Turnaround consultants are specialists in navigating corporate distress. They can perform a rapid, comprehensive diagnostic of your business, identifying the root causes of your problems, not just the symptoms. They bring proven methodologies for stabilization and recovery. Legal advisors are indispensable for navigating the complexities of debt restructuring, creditor negotiations, and ensuring every move you make is compliant and protects you from liability. And interim financial controllers or fractional CFOs can impose the rigorous financial discipline needed to manage cash, forecast accurately, and restore credibility with lenders and investors. These experts have seen countless situations like yours and know the common pitfalls to avoid. Consider a mid-sized retail business that was on the brink of failure due to dwindling foot traffic. The owner was convinced the problem was marketing. They brought in a turnaround specialist who, after analyzing their data, discovered the real issue was inventory management. The store was consistently out of its best-selling products. By implementing a new inventory system and renegotiating terms with suppliers, the consultant helped them increase sales by 20% in just 1 quarter, pulling the business back from the edge. Fresh eyes can reveal these hidden opportunities. Sometimes the right move isn't something you can do alone. Restructuring debts, strategically selling a non-core division to generate cash, or forming a partnership to enter a new market are complex maneuvers that require expert guidance. Your checklist item here is simple, but crucial. Identify the single biggest knowledge gap on your leadership team right now, be it legal, financial, or operational, and schedule a consultation with an expert in that field within the next 7 days. The cost of expert advice is almost always less than the cost of a critical mistake. Reviving a loss-making business is tough, but not impossible. Remember, every failure is feedback. Be disciplined, communicate openly, and never lose sight of your why. If you found this video useful, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who might need a business comeback story today.